Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So I'm excited today to bring you my January haul and anti-haul video. And this is a series I decided to start last month where I'm going to show you what I bought that month, if anything. Hopefully most months it won't be very much. And then I'm also going to talk about any items that kind of tempted me or I kind of thought about purchasing, and then kind of what made me decide not to purchase them, and just kind of talk through those processes, because I've heard a lot of people have said that they find it really interesting and it kind of helps them in their no-buy or low-buy journeys. So this year I'm not on a no-buy or a low-buy. I don't have a beauty budget. I'm just kind of existing, and the way I kind of thought to explain it is like being on a no-buy or a low-buy is like being on a diet, but you know what they say, diets don't work, you have to make lifestyle changes. So I feel like, I was on a diet last year, but I've now made all the lifestyle changes I made, and my lifestyle is just not to purchase a lot of stuff. However, this month is different, like I said, because this month the Urban Decay Gwen Stefani collection came out, and I told you guys back in September, I think, when this collaboration was announced, that I would consider it a success if I didn't buy any backups, and I did not, so I'm winning at that point. But I did allow myself to go a little bit crazier than I would have otherwise. One, because I am a huge No Doubt and Gwen Stefani fan. I've seen a lot of people review these collection items and they all say that, but I really am. Like, I've seen them live several times. The last time I saw them I was the 7th person in line. I was front row center. Like, I waited outside the arena for like 5-6 hours. Like, I am a huge fan. So that's kind of what got me so excited about this collection. And just the fact it was with Urban Decay, which is one of my favorite makeup brands. One of my friends, actually, the other weekend, she is a huge X-Files fan, and her favorite band was playing in her town that weekend, and she posted something on Twitter. I think she said, "I feel like I'm on the Truman Show and it's sweeps week," and I just laughed because that is exactly how I felt when this collection was announced. It's also the same way I felt when Ryan Adams covered Taylor Swift's album, just because Ryan Adams is probably one of my top 3 musical artists, and I also became obsessed with 1989. I know the whole world was obsessed with 1989, but I think the crosshairs of people who are also huge Ryan Adams fans was a bit smaller, and so I felt like it was made just for me. And I felt like this collection was made just for me, because I remember when I was little, or not that little, like in high school, I really wanted that red Gwen Stefani lipstick, and I remember a couple times going to the drugstore and buying like what looked like the truest red lipstick, bringing it home and being disappointed because it never was actually red. It always kind of pulled pink on me. And I don't know if I just wasn't looking at the right ones, or if they really didn't have a nice true red at that time. It was, it was like 15 years ago, so I don't really know. But I think that might actually be a part of why I kind of associate drugstore with disappointment sometimes, because of all those times I was so disappointed when things didn't show up the way I wanted them to. But that's a whole nother story. But yeah, so I just wanted that red lipstick. I probably would never have worn it out of my house. I just wanted to put it on and dance in my room and pretend I was Gwen Stefani, and now I finally can. I definitely have other red lipsticks, but I definitely went a little bit crazier too, also because I used my Ulta Rewards points. I've been saving my points. I had over 2,000 points for a really long time, and so everything I got that I'm going to show you, I got for like, I think it was like $36 of my own money. So that's pretty good, I think, once I show you all the stuff I got. So I'm going to go into showing you everything I got, but I also have one more disclaimer kind of thing I want to say. None of this stuff, even though I'm really excited and happy about it, none of this stuff is life-changing. Like, if you aren't a huge Gwen Stefani fan, this is all definitely skippable stuff. The only thing I think in the whole collection that is like really unique is the Firebird lipstick. It's a fuchsia with a blue kind of shift, duochrome type thing. I'm not going to be able to show that to you because I didn't purchase it because it's not my color. But that is the one thing I think is kind of unique. I know Coffee Break with Danny said that there are a couple other brands that do that kind of color, but the formula really sucks, and the formula on this one's really good. So that is the only thing that's really unique. If you really love bright pink lipstick, like maybe that's something you might want, and I think that is the only thing that really is unique. You can get these colors in other brands and other formulas. Nothing is really that special. So I'm saying that as a huge fan, as someone who bought all this stuff and really likes it, it's not that special. This stuff is special to me because I love Gwen Stefani so much, and I'm really thankful that I did have all those Ulta points to spend, because if I hadn't, I definitely wouldn't have bought everything that I did. So I'll kind of talk about that a little bit later, maybe in the anti-haul section of the video. So let's just get right into it. The first item I will show you is the Gwen Stefani blush palette. And so I got all this stuff in the mail last night. So today is the first day I'm wearing it. So I'm not really sure how I feel about it yet. To be honest, this, like, if this was not part of the Gwen Stefani collection, if it was just an Urban Decay blush palette, I don't think I would get excited about this. I feel like some of the shades are kind of weird. I feel like this bronzery shade is a little warm. Like these two, I'm not really sure. They just seem weird to me. I don't know. And this highlight, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. But like I said, I've only used it one time. So that is what I will say. So I will swatch them. I definitely think Easy right here is my favorite shade. I kind of have that in the back of my cheeks. But so this is Angel, Easy, and Cherry. That's what those look like. I didn't wash my fingers, sorry. OC, Hush, and Lo-Fi. And those are... It's OC, Hush, and Lo-Fi. So I definitely like Easy. I think Cherry will be nice, although I do have other, light pink shades. I'm not really sure about this as a blush, or this one, how that will work with my skin tone, but we will see. I definitely had to get this just because when they announced the collaboration in September, I think it was, they didn't say anything about what was going to be in it, but I was kind of hoping that they would have some of the Urban Decay Afterglow blushes, because I'd recently gotten a sample of them and really liked them and kind of wanted an excuse to get them. So these are the 8-hour Afterglow blush formula from Urban Decay, so I am excited to have some of these to play with. I'm just not sure if I love all the shades in here, so I'll definitely let you guys know, in another video how I'm feeling about the other shades once I get to try them. But today I have this kind of on the front part of my cheeks and then Easy on the back. And I did use the Lo-Fi bronzer on my forehead, kind of, but I didn't really go too crazy. And I did use Angel as a highlight as well. So I actually did use a lot of them. But we'll see what I think about them after I get some more use out of this. And then for the lip products, so they came out with 8 lipsticks. 2 were exclusive to UrbanDecay.com, and I'll kind of talk about those in the anti-haul part of the video. And then there were 6 available at Sephora and Ulta. And like I said, I purchased everything at Ulta. Or I didn't, actually, I'm lying. The only thing I didn't purchase at Ulta was this lipstick in the shade Ex-Girlfriend. I purchased this at Sephora. The collection was released on January 12th, I believe, at UrbanDecay.com, and then about a week later I think it showed up at Sephora, and everything sold out really quickly on UrbanDecay.com. So I had kind of done the total of the stuff I wanted to get, and I knew I was going to go over the amount of Ulta rewards I had, so I decided to pick up this one at Sephora just to give myself a little peace of mind that I would be able to get something from the collection, and I was going to spend this money at Ulta anyway, so I did pick up this one, and it really doesn't look like anything. It's kind of like a sheer peachy nude, but I actually really love it. It's the perfect kind of My Lips But Better shade for me. Like when I'm not wearing any lipstick, I put it on, and it doesn't really add a ton of color, but it just kind of brings my lips to life. It, adds some shine, adds a little bit of color, and it's just really, really pretty. And I'm really excited to pair this with the lip liner, which I just got last night. I haven't tried it yet, but I am really excited about this combo. I think it's going to be something I wear a lot. And I'm doing these swatches on my non-dominant hand, or with my non-dominant hand, so sorry if they look weird, but that's what the lip liner looks like. And if I bought a backup of anything in this collection, it would definitely be this lipstick and maybe the liner if I like it. I'm not going to, unless maybe if they go on sale, they're like 50% off or something like that, maybe I would, but then I would like immediately start trying to pan these. See, I'm already going a little crazy, but I didn't buy backups. I'm not planning on it. I'm just saying, if I were to buy a backup of anything in the whole collection, it would be this lip color. And the rest of the lip colors I purchased at Ulta. So I have Spiderweb, Rocksteady, and 714, and these are all reds. And I want to say, like, this collection, it's not a collection where you need every lipstick shade. There is a lipstick shade for everyone, though. There's a bunch of reds with and the main difference, I think, is like the undertones. And so you definitely don't need all of them. And I definitely probably don't need these 3, but I got these 3, so anyway. The first one I have here is Spiderweb. And this is just a kind of really true red, and it is a cream formula. And these are the Urban Decay Revolution formula. And that usually retails, I think, for $22, and these are $18. The packaging isn't as nice as the... I think this one is broken. It won't scroll down, so I might have to take this back to Ulta. It's been kind of weird. So I think I'm going to actually exchange this one just because of that one, but the rest of mine are all fine, so I'm not sure what that is. But that is Spiderweb right there. And then the next one I have is Rocksteady. This is the one I'm wearing. It's a bit deeper. It's kind of a deeper wine red. And to be honest, you're not really going to be, I don't know if you'll be able to tell the difference. I can tell the difference in person, but it's very subtle. And to be honest, I probably didn't need both of these. Like, maybe I'll even return, I don't know if I'll return Spiderweb. But if I don't, I'm either going to exchange or return Spiderweb, but they are very similar. And I have this, I got the lip liner in Rocksteady as well. And that's what that looks like. And this is something I totally wouldn't have purchased if I didn't have the Ulta Rewards points, because it's just a red lip liner. I have a red lip liner, like, it was just kind of a treat myself kind of thing. And then the final lipstick I got was 714, and I went back and forth on getting this one a lot because I heard it was really dry. The first reviews I saw all said it was really dry, and they kind of said, skip it, it's not one you need. But then I read some reviews that said it was creamy, so I actually went to the store. I redeemed my 2,000 points on most of this stuff, and I ended up paying $1.07 for all the stuff I got at Ulta. So the 2 lip liners, 2 lipsticks, and the blush palette I got for $1.07. And then I had some more points left over that I used to buy 714. And that's the bottom one right here. And it's a bit brighter than the other 2 red shades, and it is matte. But I went to the store because I wanted to swatch them in person, and I did. It felt pretty creamy, and I wore this last night for a few hours, and it was so comfortable. It is dry, but it's also comfortable. But I will say I'm the kind of person that doesn't mind a bit of a drier lip product most of the time. But it felt like there was nothing on my lips. It didn't budge anywhere. I mean, it does transfer a little bit, but it didn't like smear all over my face or anything. And so far I really, really like it, and I'm glad I picked it up because I initially was going to skip it. So that is everything I got from the Gwen Stefani collection. Like I said, we'll see how strong I am. This one I'm going to take back, but I'm not sure if I'm going to get a new one or if I'm just going to exchange it or return it. Just because they are very similar and I don't need both, but I want both. And I love the song Spiderweb, which is a stupid thing. So anyway, that's that. So before I go into the anti-haul, I kind of want to just talk about what I would have edited my order down to if I had not been using free money from Ulta. So I definitely think I still would have had to get the blush palette, even though I'm kind of unsure about it. I think I definitely would have gotten this. I definitely would have gotten the Ex-Girlfriend lipstick and lip liner. I've been really excited about this shade just because I do wear nude lips on a daily basis, so I was really excited to have these, and it's a really perfect kind of nude shade for me. I mean, I haven't tried the lip liner yet, but I'm pretty sure I will love it. And then I probably would have just picked up one red lipstick, so I probably would have just gotten Spiderweb, I think, to be honest, even though that's the one I might return. Or maybe I would have gotten Rocksteady. Spiderweb or Rocksteady, I probably would have just picked up one of these, so I wouldn't have gotten these other 3 items. But since it was practically free, I spent $18 on the lipstick from Sephora, and then the one I bought at Ulta with the rest of my points, I did have to pay some money for it. I think it was like $10 or something. So I had like $8 in points. So that is like, you know, $30 total for all this stuff, which definitely can't complain about that. So for the anti-haul part of this video, I'm not gonna lie, like the only things tempting me this month were this whole collection. I didn't think about any other makeup products. all month. So I'm going to talk about the items in this collection that I decided not to purchase and why I decided not to purchase them. Because there was, some moments where I was kind of like, I'm getting it all. So I didn't do that. So they also came out with a brow box, and it is really cute. It is like the regular brow box Urban Decay has. It's like this big, but the packaging mimics this in the eyeshadow palette. And it is in a blonde shade. I think it's called Bathwater Blonde, and it has 2 brow powders and a brow wax and then some little tools and stuff. And initially I was just going to go ahead and buy that, even though I'm not blonde. The website said it works for blonde to brunette hair, and I'm kind of lucky. Yeah, my hair is kind of a medium brown. Right now it might be a little darker because I did dye it, but I can kind of get away with lighter or darker brow products. So initially I was like, oh, I totally need that. It's so cute. I want it. And then I realized I don't use brow powder. Like, I don't. I have the e.l.f. brow kit. I don't like the wax in that form. I don't like the powder. I like pencils, and I like I have the Bulletproof Brows from Too Faced. I like that type of product. I don't like powder. So I talked myself out of that one just because not only do I not like powder, I probably, if I was going to get a brow powder, should get one of the other brow box shades because my hair is not blonde. So I skipped that one. Then there are 4 lipsticks I did not purchase. So 2 were exclusive to UrbanDecay.com, and I did a ton of research trying to pick out which shades I was going to get. One was called Phone Call, and it's kind of a bright bubblegum pink, and I immediately said no to that one because I hate pink lipsticks, so I never was ever going to purchase that one. But the other one is called Plaid, and it is a sheer, I think it's a sheer berry red shade is what they described it as. And in my kind of comparisons when I was doing research trying to figure out what I wanted, that was one I really did want. But since it was only on UrbanDecay.com, I would have had to order it from them, and their shipping is like $8. And I wasn't about to make my $18 lipstick cost $26. I didn't think that was worth it. I considered, buying $50 worth of the collection at Urban Decay and then getting the rest at Ulta, and then having, buying some other stuff to use up the rest of my points. But then I figured, then I'm going to basically be spending $50 on this lipstick, and I don't need it. And it does look very similar, I think, to like Cur Royale, that kind of a pinky berry shade. So I kind of compared the lip swatches on Temptalia and decided it was close enough that I definitely didn't need it, and I definitely didn't need to spend $50 to get free shipping or spend $8 on shipping for one lipstick. So that's how I talked myself out of Plaid. But I won't lie, if that one was available at Ulta, I would probably own it. Then the other shade is Firebird, and that's the one I mentioned earlier in this video. It is a bright fuchsia with a blue kind of opal dual-chrome shift type thing to it. And that one I was so excited about when I got the samples with my eyeshadow palette, because in the little, in the tube, it looks really purple. It looks really similar to like Cur Royale and Glam Life from LOC, which are 2 shades I've been loving lately, and I was really excited to have a shade like that from the Gwen Stefani collection. But then when I tried on that sample at home, it doesn't look like that at all on the lips. It looks very bright fuchsia, not kind of a blue-based bright fuchsia, and that is just not the shade for me. It doesn't look good. I hate pink, and I did go back and forth just because it seems so unique. I was like, oh, well, maybe I would like it. But then I had to keep reminding myself when I tried it on at home, I didn't like it. And that was kind of hard because I forgot to bring the samples with me. I really should have brought them here, but they're all at home. And so that kind of made it tricky to pick out the reds too, because I was like, I know I tried them. I don't remember what I thought of them. So I definitely should have, taken notes or brought them with me so I could make that process a little easier. But I'm glad I skipped that one. I swatched in the store yesterday, and it's just not something. I sat and thought, how many times, even if you were going to wear a bright pink and, ignoring the fact you don't really like pink, how many times a year would you wear that shade? And I was like, well, I probably would only wear it if I was going out at night, going to some sort of special event, so maybe 2 times a year. I mean, I go out more than that, but, I'm not going to wear it every time I go out because I have a ton of other lip colors to wear. So I was like, maybe I'll wear it 2 times a year, and it just did not seem worth it to me. So that's how I talked myself out of that one. And then the final one I did not purchase was the shade Wonderland, and that one is kind of a soft red, more of a pinkish red. And that was one I was thinking about. Like, I was honestly thinking about buying more of the lipsticks when they were in store, but I wanted to see them first. So I swatched all the lipsticks on my hand yesterday at Ulta, and if I still have the picture that I took, I will insert it. But I swatched it, like, I had like Spiderweb up here, and then I had like Wonderland down here, and then I honestly couldn't tell the difference unless I swatched them right next to each other. Like, the difference is so subtle that I was like, oh, if I can't tell the difference between the swatches immediately on my hand, I definitely don't need to purchase another one. So that's why I didn't get Wonderland. So that is everything I got. That is everything I didn't get. It's really the only thing I can remember being tempted by this month. So this video is maybe a little bit different than normal because it's all about this one collection. I did purchase a lot more than I would otherwise. Like, I'm gonna be completely honest. If this was just a collection that Urban Decay came out with and it didn't have Gwen Stefani associated with it, I would have easily been able to resist temptation. But because it is, and because I am a big Gwen Stefani fan, I made an exception. I know I might sound like a hypocrite or like a crazy person, but it is what it is. I allowed myself to do this, and I'm glad it really coincided with my Ulta rewards points. Because to be honest, those rewards points were starting to stress me out just because I felt like I've saved them up to get a huge makeup haul, and I'm at the point where I don't want a huge makeup haul. And this is also the most makeup I've ever purchased at like one time. Like, even when I accumulated a lot of makeup in like a really short period of time, I never spent more than like 50 bucks at a time. So this was a little bit crazy to me too. Like, I'm finally cured, I don't want to buy a lot of makeup, and then I go and buy the most makeup I ever have in my life. But I will say that I am going to declutter any reds I have that are similar to these reds when I get home. I don't think I really brought any with me. So I am going to do that, and normally I would not have bought any of this stuff, but this was, you know, the special exception. The Urban Decay, my favorite brand, Gwen Stefani, collaboration. It was made for me. I'm on the Truman Show. I had to get it. So it is what it is. That's what I'll say about that. And next month I definitely won't have this much stuff that I've hauled, and it will be more on the anti-haul side, I'm sure. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye! Hi guys, I just wanted to film a quick addendum to my haul video. My roommate is playing the oboe, if you can hear that, so sorry about that. But that means she's not paying attention to what I'm doing, which is talking to myself about makeup. So anyway, my struggle today has been, this morning I filmed my haul video and I kind of showed you guys that Spiderweb, the packaging was broken. And I was playing with it. I was going to take it back to Ulta and exchange it, and then now it works just fine, of course. So then, even though it works just fine, I kind of had it in the back of my head, like, maybe I should return it, because I think I talked in my haul, I wasn't sure if I would exchange it, and then it kind of just came out of my mouth. I wasn't even thinking, like, oh, maybe I'll just return it, and kind of that idea got stuck in my head. So basically right now I have Spiderweb on this side and Rocksteady on this side. So I think, like, if I didn't tell you guys I was wearing two different lipsticks, I don't know if you would even be able to tell. I don't even know if you'll be able to tell that I did tell you. So I think you can tell that this side is just a slightly darker, slightly more berry. This is a little bit brighter. Sorry if I didn't do the best job putting it on because I just slapped it on and decided to film this. But I think the difference is very, very slight. And so I have all the reds I have here on my hand. So this is 714, this is Spiderweb, and this is Rocksteady. And it's, you know, the difference is so slight, you guys. It's really even hard to tell in person. And I initially was going to skip 714. The reviews I saw said that it was too dry and it was the one worth skipping kind of in the collection because it was uncomfortable. But I swatched it, you know, in store yesterday. I thought it didn't seem so bad. I've tried it on. I wore it for a few hours last night. I wore it for a few hours today, and I love it. I actually love it. And I don't mind drier lip products. So I think that's kind of might have something to do with the user, whether or not they think it's too dry or not. So now that I have this, I knew when I wanted this collection, I definitely wanted that bright Gwen Stefani red color. And so since I was skipping 714, I decided I would get the creamy true red version, and that seemed to me, it looked like Spiderweb was the one. So I definitely knew I wanted Spiderweb, and then I wanted Rocksteady because it was a little darker. It looked kind of cool. And So that's how I arrived at that decision. But now that I have 714, I really don't think I need Spiderweb. I feel like if I'm gonna wear one of these lipsticks from this collection, if I want a brighter red, I'm gonna go for 714, and if I want a creamier shade, I'll go for the Rocksteady. I don't think I need the Spiderweb in between, kind of the creamy version of the bright red, because I know that at home, and I wish I had more of my red lipsticks with me so I could compare, but I know I have some creamy red lipsticks at home. I have Bite Beauty Pomegranate. I do have that one here. Maybe I'll run and swatch it so I can show you. I have Bite Beauty Grandifolia, and that one is pretty bright. It might even be brighter than Spiderweb, but you know, if I want a brighter creamy lipstick, there you go. I have the Bite Beauty for VIB Rouge. I have the Marc Jacobs for VIB Rouge. I don't know what else I have for reds, but you know, that's plenty considering I barely ever wear red. So I'm trying to decide. I'm 99% sure now I'm going to return it. I'm going out to dinner with my friend and I'm going to bring them with me and get her input. Not that she cares, but I need to talk to someone in person about this. So that's where I am at. So I will, for now, I'm going to return it unless there's a note after this part of the video that said I changed my mind. I returned it. So that's where I'm at with this. But as you can see, they're just so similar. And you know what, when I was in the store, Wonderland, I swatched that one and I couldn't tell the difference between it and Spiderweb, like barely at all. And I think it's one of those, they're one of those things that, I don't know if you guys have experienced this, but you swatch them on your hand and they look really similar, but when you put them on your lips, you can tell. Like, I feel like this one does look brighter on my lips, especially when I have it on my whole mouth. And I feel like I look different when I have that one on versus Rocksteady. I have, you know, compared a couple times. So I think there is a difference, but it's so subtle that only I'm going to notice it, really, you know. And I definitely don't think I'm going to reach for both of these shades. Or I'm not going to reach for all three of these. 2 is plenty. 1 is probably plenty, but 2 is plenty. So that's where I am at with these lipsticks. Just wanted to let you guys know that this is my decision. I'm pretty proud of myself that I'm even considering returning one, but I think it's the right call because I think I'm just, out of these 3, I'm just going to reach for the 2 extremes and I'm not going to reach for the one in the middle. So that's where I'm at. Just wanted to let you guys know. Thanks for watching and I will see you later. Bye!